Mr. President, Mr. Secretary General of the United Nations, Secretary General of the League of Arab States, Assistant Secretary General for Human Rights, distinguished delegates, excellencies. 3 months ago, after a year of deepening crisis and based on your guidance, Secretary General Ban and Secretary General El Arabi gave me a tough job. They asked me to lead a united effort on behalf of the United Nations and the League of Arab States to stop the violence and killing in Syria and launch a political process for a transition that meets the legitimate aspirations of the Syrian people. Today, despite the acceptance of the six-point plan and the deployment of a courageous mission of United Nations observers to Syria, I must be frank and confirm that the plan is not being implemented. Mr. President, let me pause here and express my horror and condemnation at the fact that a new massacre of tens of civilians, including children and women, was perpetrated yesterday in Al-Qubia, west of Hama. My heart goes out to the victims and their families. This took place just 2 weeks after the massacre in Hule that shocked the world. Those responsible for perpetrating these crimes must be held to account. We cannot allow mass killing to become part of everyday reality in Syria. As the Secretary General has clearly explained, the crisis is escalating. The violence is getting worse. The abuses are continuing. The country is becoming more polarized and more radicalized. And Syria's immediate neighbors are increasingly worried about the threat of spillover. 9 days ago, I met President Assad in Damascus. I told him that the six-point plan is not being implemented as it must. I strongly urged him to take bold and visible steps to now radically change his military posture and honor his commitments to the six-point plan. I urged him to make a strategic decision to change his path. I also made clear that his government must work with my mediation effort on behalf of both organizations that I represent. President Assad believed that the main obstacle was the actions of militants. Clearly, all parties must cease violence. But equally clearly, the first responsibility lies with the government.
Saya atas nama kedua organisasi yang saya wakili.